Hello, I'm Greg Price with Hemophilia TV, and we are currently on set in Orlando at NHF's 64th annual meeting, and it is my pleasure to have Patrick James Lynch here today from Stop the Bleeding. Let me say that one more time. Patrick James Lynch from Stop the Bleeding.
That one was better.
That one was quite better, wasn't it?
Yeah, good
So
catch.
the concept of Hemophilia TV is really just talking about anything that you want or want to do in your life that's going to separate yourself outside of the, you know, all the bleeds and the trauma and everything else. This is based on normalcy. And I tell you what, this isn't a better time or a better guy to talk to than Patrick. How you doing today, buddy?
I'm great, man. I'm great.
So what have you been doing lately with Stop the Bleeding? I mean, tell me a little bit about where you are, where you were, and where you want to go.
Sure. So Stop the Bleeding is a comedic web series about a screwball hemophiliac who's running this really dysfunctional nonprofit in the bleeding disorders community. The idea of the series was to create something for the community that people could buy into, but relaxing a little bit from the medically intense portion of our lives, giving the community essentially their own television show.
Absolutely. Well, that's great. And I have to say that's kind of what I'm doing, except in more of a web series. And I'm not an actor. This guy has been in a lot of stuff, and that's really what I like to do is make people laugh and not talk all about the bleeding. You know, normalcy is a big word in my life, and it has been my entire life. My parents really pushed me to be normal. Do what you want, but also know your bleeding disorder. So is that similar to what you're doing with Stop the Bleeding?
Yeah, I'd say we want to engage people. We want people to recognize the importance of things like fitness, for example, or pain management, but we want to do it through a lens of hope and humor.
Absolutely,
right?
sure.
So we want to entertain in order to engage people, and then just get them thinking about things and give them resources if they want to learn more.
Well, that's great. So where do you see yourself going with this, and where do you see yourself, you know, where were you before? I mean, how did you come up with this great concept of a comedic television show, or television, what would you call it?
So it's a web series. It is a web series.
Okay.
It'll live on the web, much like your series here. We're treating it like a TV show, but it is a web series. It was born out of, I'm a professionally trained actor.
Okay.
I was doing a lot of work in New York as an actor, but found that I wasn't satisfied with the kind of projects that I was doing. I wanted to do things that I believed in, things that were going to make a difference. And I started looking at my own community, the hemophilia community, and considering what would have spoken to my brother when he was alive. He died of a brain bleed a few years ago at 18, and he had gotten complacent about his prophy treatment, got complacent about basically his health management.
Yeah, about everything, kind of like what young people do these days.
It happens. So how can we engage young people in a way that they'll respond to? What did I want to hear about when I was 18? What did I not want to hear about? So creating a series where, again, we're bringing up important topics, but we're doing it in a way that's fun. We're creating a show that's like The Office, where you get to tune in and laugh, and it just so happens to also be about hemophilia.
Well, that's great. And I have to tell you, I have seen the first few episodes, and I did laugh my rear end off. And I just hope that it keeps growing and growing, and more people are going to see it. So with that, my next question is, where's it going? What do you want to do with it? I mean, it could be huge in my opinion, and it already is big. So what is your next step to make it that much bigger? I
have to give you the really annoying, like, actor, writer, producer answer.
Oh, God, here we go.
I'm not at liberty.
I'm glad we're not drinking cocktails.
To talk too much about that, on camera most especially. Here's what I can say. We have season 1 done.
Okay.
We're coming up with the release strategy right now. Just came from a meeting about that. We have 2013 in the works, and we are looking to go well beyond that. So it's going to be around. It's going to be tremendous. I just can't be specific right now.
That is amazing. That is amazing. So outside of Stop the Bleeding, is there anything else that you would like to tell the community that isn't necessarily about hemophilia, but just about living a life of normalcy? I mean, because this is really based, you know, as a tagline on where the clot doesn't stop, or taking the lead on a bleed, but that's just 1%.
You're just sampling taglines right now.
Exactly, exactly. And if
Vote
you have
for your favorite.
Exactly. If you have suggestion on taglines, because I do want to come up with shirts and apparel, and well, shirts are apparel. I want to come up with marketing items and promotional goods to promote Hemophilia TV. So if you do have ideas, let me know. Hemophilia TV. But other than that, outside of Stop the Bleeding, what are your interests? I mean, what else do you like to do besides acting and, you know, philandering and everything else?
Philandering. Well,
philandering. Oh, hey.
Listen, I'm not competing with this, okay? I'm this.
Dress for success.
This is like top of the line for me, and I'm not even close. But
that's who you are.
This
is who you are, and you're not going to change for anybody.
No, well, no, probably.
Probably not. Probably. That's a hardcore word.
We're getting really personal now.
Personal. Is there anything else that you would like to say to the community?
I mean, in terms of like other things that I do for, as much as it's interesting, so Stop the Bleeding was many things, one of which was using my skill sets for something that meant a lot to me, to my community. So other projects I'm working on are similar. It's not just about creating entertainment. I'm an entertainment professional, but not just any kind of entertainment. Projects that have heart, projects that I feel really matter. And I would encourage people who maybe see Stop the Bleeding, see Hemophilia TV, or interesting creative projects out there, and they wonder, how does it happen? It happens when you get started. So just start. Find what you care about, find a vehicle for it, and just don't give up. You know, there's a great quote that I love, which is, when the why is strong enough, the how reveals itself.
I like that. I like that.
So define your why, and the how will come.
I like that, and that's similar to kind of what I'm doing. I really don't know what the hell I'm doing. I just got
Ever, about anything.
About anything. I mean,
Right.
we've hung out enough where it's like my thoughts are across the board.
Absolutely.
But one thing I did is I just dove in. I saw a need for the community. I am really tired of people just sitting around complaining about hemophilia, because my entire life hasn't been that way. I've had my problems. I think you've had your share of problems with bleeding and
Sure.
and joint damage and those things. Sure. And I just want to promote normalcy. I want you guys, the watchers and the viewers out there, to know that it's not all video games. You don't have to stay inside. You can be an actor. You can be a golf pro like I was before, you know, I got into sales. It's all about normalcy, and that's what this web series is going to be about. And Patrick is the epitome of what I want to be and what I want to do in this community. And I think that we can get a lot from what he's doing with Stop the Bleeding. And if you have any questions about what he's doing with Stop the Bleeding or what I'm doing with Hemophilia TV, you can find us both on Facebook and Twitter. We will be running our taglines at the bottom of the screen. Other than that, I do appreciate you coming out today, Patrick.
My pleasure. Thank you. Thank you so much.
It's been an amazing week here at NHF.
Yeah,
and if you guys have any questions, please let us know. Thank you, and you guys have a wonderful day. God bless, and look out, cook out.